So I heard a rumor going around down in the comment section that I, Oda Erica, am a niche snob. This is very funny to me because I started out as a huge designer lover. That's how this channel was born, talking about men's designer fragrances. I took a step back. I'm very self-aware, I can take the criticism. I took a step back, took a look at my channel, and I realized, Erica, you have been talking a lot about niche fragrances lately, maybe more than designer fragrances. I do realize I've been talking a lot about niche fragrances lately, but some of my all-time favorite fragrances for men are actually designers. So that is what we're going to be doing today. My top 20, my first ever top 20 list, top 20 of my sexiest winter designer men's fragrances. In no particular order, let's do this thing. So first up to bat is Jean Paul Gaultier Scandale Eau de Toilette. This fragrance here, you guys, is the definition of sexy sweet. So freaking appealing with this mandarin orange, with caramel and tonka bean, with that clary sage and vetiver to add that manly touch. Irresistible on a man. Absolutely irresistible. Women cannot say no to men that wear Jean Paul Gaultier Scandale. They just can't say no. And in my opinion, I think that it's better than the Le Parfum. In the Pour Homme and in the Pour Femme, I found that both versions of the Eau de Toilette Scandale performed better, louder, stronger. Interestingly enough, it's just how it worked for me. So I definitely recommend the Eau de Toilette over the Le Parfum. This one is very loud, very strong, makes a statement, and you can find a little bit of that classic Le Male DNA in Scandale. The next one that we have here. I smelled this one for the first time and honestly, my eyes rolled back into my head. Jaw on the floor. Valentino's Uomo Intense. This is kind of a forgotten flanker in the lineup, but it is so insanely sensual and so good. It has that sweetness, but it's very sexy in a different way. This is the epitome of refinement, cozy refinement. There's nothing better than a fragrance that goes both ways. It's very sexy, very cozy, you just want to snuggle up against it, but at the same time, it's very classy, very refined, very rich smelling. This is what that is, Uomo Intense. This one has that orange and clary sage, but with a very strong, dominant iris note with tonka bean, vanilla, and leather. Very cozy, like I said, but there's something about this one that I really love. Just the way that this one develops and just melts into a man's skin. It is really unlike anything. It is almost hard to describe how sexy this is on a man's skin. It's really interesting how it works because it's almost like it doesn't even smell like you're wearing a cologne. It just blends so well into a man's chemistry that it just smells like you, but better and very sexy, if that makes sense. This is a top love of mine. A lot of similarities between this and Dior Homme Intense, but this one is much more accessible. And it's a great value as well. Can't beat it. Valentino Uomo Intense. So next we're talking about Paco Rabanne Invictus Victory Elixir. Probably honestly the only Invictus that I like. This one is a very happy, good mood type of scent. Really just lifts your mood up. Ambery vanilla scent shares some similarities with Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau Le Parfum, but more of a winter version of that. It has a little bit of lavender and incense with a touch of cardamom that really just brightens it up. And of course it has that sweetness, just a touch of that typical bubblegummy Invictus DNA, which is why I like it, because I think that is why I did not really enjoy the other ones in the Invictus lineup, because it's just a little too juvenile for me. But this one is really sexy. I am just addicted to how it is done here. A little balsamic, kind of like a frankincense going on. It's like a very grown-up version of Invictus Victory Elixir. Fantastic, one of the top releases of the year. So next up we have Dior Sauvage Elixir. Did you really think I was going to talk about Dior Sauvage Elixir on my channel? No, don't buy this. It's offensive, it's screechy, and it makes me cringe. I don't like it, but we have an alternative here because I just did a video on alternatives to Dior Sauvage. I got a request from a viewer. They said, oh, you hate Dior Sauvage so much? So what are some good alternatives? Well, I made a list, so make sure to check it out. But right now we're talking about Gisada Ambassador. Similar vibes to me, but so much better, less intrusive, better blending going on here, and a much better value. Dior Sauvage Elixir is insanely overpriced. If you were buying Dior Sauvage Elixir in 2023 or 2024, you need a financial advisor. And check it out, we even got the magnetic cap. I am here for it. Sauvage-esque with that kind of pepper cardamom with lavender, mango, and apple, much fruitier. There's just something that is so sexy about fruits on a man. I don't know how to explain it. It just works. Mixed with some soft florals in here with the earthy base. And in my opinion, I like this one better than the Intense. Just worked better for me. More of a manly herba pura, if you will, with a strong peppery presence. It's a really great alternative to Dior Sauvage Elixir Ambassador. It would not be a completed sexiest men's designer fragrance list without the king himself. La Nuit de L'homme by YSL. No excuse, absolutely zero excuse why any man on earth should not own this fragrance. If you don't have this fragrance, I'm calling the police. Absolute must have. This was revolutionary in the market with that strong cardamom. Elegant, classy. This is a lady killer, a murderer, lady murderer. No woman can resist this fragrance even to this day. Even in 2023, La Nuit de L'homme is one of the sexiest fragrances a man could wear. It makes me melt, guys. It makes me melt. I am one of those women, I cannot resist it. It just melts straight into the man's skin and it just smells like the sexiest thing on earth. Catnip for women. Seriously, this will have women chasing you, running down the street. I don't care where you are. This is going to get you, ladies. It's affordable. It's one of the sexiest fragrances on earth. I think that if there was an award for the men's fragrance that has gotten the most men, women, it has to be La Nuit de L'homme. Trust me, you cannot lose. And if you don't buy it, I'm going to find you. We're gonna have problems. So the next sexy men's designer fragrance doesn't really need too much of an introduction. Viktor & Rolf Spicebomb Extreme, the most iconic scent, designer scent for the winter ever. Perfect, wearable, boozy tobacco vanilla. It has a cinnamon note as well that makes it very festive, but blended with a very peppery cumin note that makes it very, very manly, very masculine. It's a winter staple, absolute must have. This one just goes amazingly well with that freezing cold winter. It's niche quality and it's one of those scents that gets better and better throughout the years. You can't tell me otherwise. It's fantastic. I don't think it really needs that much explanation. Spicebomb Extreme is a must. So next we have a fragrance that's been on my wish list forever, but I finally picked up a bottle of it on Max Aroma. Pacha de Cartier Noire Absolu. Now this is a very sexy, smoky gourmand. It's kind of like a manlier By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela. There's caramel, tonka bean, some spicy notes with violet, lemon, and woods. This is another one that is niche quality easily. Very balsamic, woody scent. Smoky and sweet, perfectly balanced. And in my opinion, this one is a huge standout in the Pacha line. It is very different than anything else that you'll find. Very unique, but at the same time, it still has that elegance that you find with the Pacha de Cartier line. This is the type of fragrance that is going to make women want to eat you. Noire Absolu, Pacha de Cartier. So next we have Gucci Guilty Elixir. In my opinion, the #1 release of 2023 in the designer world. It has that vintage vibe in the florals, how I like, done perfectly well. It's not too old school smelling, but it smells very classy in a vintage way. Orange Blossom, Nutmeg, Orris, Imbrafix, Vanilla, and Patchouli. Major daddy vibes, BDE energy all the way. So elegant and classy with a huge dose of sex appeal in here. It is expensive, I will say that, and I said that in my original review of it, but I did find it on a discount, and if you can find it for a discounted price, it is definitely worth it. It is incredibly amazing, and like I said, one of the best releases of the year, if not the best. Definitely my favorite Elixir so far. This and Ralph's Club Elixir, fantastic. Best Elixir releases this year. So freaking hot. So the next one we're going to talk about is not expensive. We got Burberry London. This is more of a cult classic cheapie, a beloved winter cheapie. It's just a classic. We have lavender and cinnamon and tobacco, a little bit of leather, just a touch of florals. This one is a little soapy. You can get this for around or under 40 bucks. So appropriate for the cooler weather. I know that this one is very nostalgic for a lot of people watching me. I absolutely adore it. I think the bottle is very cute as well. And for $40, it's a great festive, cozy scent. Burberry London. Fantastic. So this one that we have here, I smelled with Michelle Curly fragrance for the first time a couple weeks ago over on her channel, and I immediately ran out and got a bottle. Talking about Givenchy Pie Eau de Toilette. Instant love for me. Another amazing cheapie. This one is an almondy green sweet vanilla, and the bottle is iconic. This is like a husband fragrance. You know how they say that Mon Guerlain is the wife perfume? Well, Givenchy Pie is the husband fragrance. Just makes you feel very safe, very comfortable around a guy, but in a very sexy way. I love the almond. It's so delicious to smell on a man. There are definitely some kind of vintage classic vibes in here, but in a way that I really like, in a gourmand way. Done really well. If you think that something like Xerjoff's Italica is too sweet for you, you will definitely enjoy Givenchy Pie. Bakery vibes is a stunning gourmand for men. So now we have one of the best designer whiskey fragrances, Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privee. So boozy with a very buttery iris. I'm telling you, iris is a real aphrodisiac. It just hits so many things. Like it's sexy, it's elegant, it's cozy, it's formal. It is so perfect and just elevated. It is one of the best notes in perfumery in my opinion. Leave a comment below if you agree. And this one is mixed with a beautiful nutty chestnut note with some amber as well. Absolutely perfect for the winter. It's kind of a chocolatey iris as well. I don't know, something makes me think chocolate. Nutty, dimensional, and dynamic. This is another one that is niche quality, and I know for a fact that this one drives women absolutely nuts. This is a head turner, you guys. People will be like, whew, like you're walking past them, they're turning heads, they're chasing after you to ask what you are wearing. It is so good. Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privee. It seems like we are visiting all of the winter designer greats. We have Dolce & Gabbana The One Eau de Parfum. Don't mind my fingerprints all over the bottle. Embarrassing. This right here is my type of scent. It's zesty and uplifting with one of my favorite notes as well. Ginger. There's just something about ginger. It puts me in a good mood, just lifts me up, puts a little pep in my step. This one has cardamom, ginger, amber, and tobacco with grapefruit. It's more of like a winter version of Bleu de Chanel. Very cool. This one I think is more for a younger crowd, maybe like 20s, 30s, but this is also a great affordable option as well. You can pick this up for around $45. Playboy vibes, you get all the ladies with the One Eau de Parfum. So we have to talk about the Christmas holiday icon from Tom Ford, Tobacco Vanille. This is a beastly tobacco vanilla with some cacao and some kind of plummy dried fruits going on in here with some spice. Very sweet, sweet tobacco. Perfect on a man's skin, in my opinion. This for me is a little too much for me to wear, but on a man in the super, super, super cold winter nights, perfect. I think that the tobacco in this can go a little smoky. It just really depends on your specific skin chemistry. Cozy, 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 but like I said, save this one for those freezing cold, snowy days. And please get it on a discounter. You do not need to pay retail for these. It's very expensive. Don't do it. I will have lots of links for you guys below for discounted prices and discount codes on top of those discounted prices, because I'm always looking out for you, because I love you. So another icon from Tom Ford, we have Noire Extreme Parfum. This one is more gourmand and a little less spicy than Tobacco Vanille in my opinion. This one is inspired by the Indian dessert kulfi, and once again best suited for a man. In my opinion, the one that I like to wear is just Tom Ford Noire Extreme. This one has cardamom and ginger, orange with like a leathery suede. This one to me smells like Christmas. It's the first thing that pops into my mind every time I smell it. It smells like Christmas. Gentlemen that are watching me, please leave a comment below your experience with Tom Ford Noire Extreme with the ladies. I would love to hear your stories. Wow, wow, wow. So now we have a fantastic cheapie from the house of Louis Cardin. This is Sacred. Another very sexy, sweet perfume. Powdery, chocolatey, musky sandalwood with some hints of caramel and ambery spiciness. Just listen to my words, please. Gourmand fragrances on men make women want to devour them. And this type of scent profile is so perfect in the cold weather. It's meant for the cold. I don't know why people don't talk about this fragrance more. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, if you know, you know. If you want women to throw themselves at you, get Sacred by Louis Cardin. This here is the 1 million that will make you a believer. 1 Million Parfum. This is what cashmere dreams are made of. It's very aldehydic, solar, ambergris type of feel, but leathery and floral at the same time. This is the best 1 million that you can buy today. Of course, rest in peace, Privee. I already know what you're gonna say. It's amazing, it's iconic, I love it too. Today, this is the best 1 million that you can possibly buy. So complex, so elegant, so classy, clean and bright. It smells like a very well put together, well-dressed man, very fashionable. Niche quality, once again, this is a 10 out of 10. So balanced with just a touch of that kind of classic bubblegummy DNA, which is why I like it, because it's toned down, more grown up, very sexy. 1 Million Parfum. So now we have L'homme, Ideal Eau de Parfum. The best cherry for a man, hands down. Nutty Tonka cherry woods. Lavender, incense, just a touch of rose. Classic and kind of new age at the same time. And you recognize immediately that Guerlain quality that you expect. There's a leathery touch at the end of this perfume that really just brings it all together. Creamy sandalwood, very refined and pleasant, and unique for a man to wear. L'homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. Get this one if you want to smell unexpected. Did someone say Absolute Aventus for a quarter of the price? Tumi 19 Degree shares a lot of similarities with the new release from Creed, but like I said, for about a quarter of the price. This one is a little bit brighter as well. This is powerful stuff, guys. Extrait de Parfum. It's kind of like Aventus meets Sauvage. Smoky saffron, green touches with some birch and black musk. A little herbal and green. Another one that is niche quality, you guys. Get it for a discount. I have a 20% off code for this fragrance on So Avant-Garde. You can get it for around $140. It is a fantastic deal for a beautiful smelling Extrait de Parfum. Tumi 19 Degree. So the last three that I have on my top 20 list here are not the easiest to find. They are out there floating around. You just have to do a little bit of research. If I can find any of them, I will definitely drop a link below. But first, we're starting with Stronger With You Absolutely. A very chestnutty, rum, lavender, definitely the booziest of the Stronger With Yous. And it's the most festive as well. Definitely the most winter appropriate. I do love Intensely. I have that one as well, but for me, that one is almost a little better for fall. I feel like Absolutely works much better in like the freezing cold winter weather versus Intensely is more of a November, early December type of scent. Absolutely has this strong dose of vanilla and elemi with Divana and patchouli. Definitely some green aspects throughout this one. I just love that boozy toasted chestnut vanilla. This is the type of fragrance that makes women just want to like get up and sniff your neck. Very, very sexy. Stronger With You Absolutely. And now we have, of course, the icon, the man himself, Dior Uomo Intense. Just picked this up while I was in Europe. I have a confession. I smelled this on a man recently and my jaw hit the floor. It is so sexy. I can't explain it, guys. It's just that iris. I'm telling you, the iris is an aphrodisiac. It is catnip. It is just it's the most perfect note. It's so sexy. This one puts an absolute spell on me. One of the best designer releases ever in the entire world. Doesn't need too much of an explanation. When you see Dior Uomo Intense available for sale, you grab it. And that leaves us with our last fragrance. I finally got it, guys. Hugo Boss bottled Oud. Now there are lots of bottles of this all around. I got this bottle on eBay for like 50 bucks. This is the one. I don't even know how to explain. This just gets a reaction out of me. Bright, refreshing, very, very slightly smoky oud. It's just, it's iconic, guys. The best Hugo Boss by far. So good. Cinnamon, saffron, clove, and labdanum. Very dominating Boss scent. It's kind of a fresh balsamic oud. My favorite Boss bottle that I've come across. I will try to find some links for it, but if not, just get on the good old eBay. Make sure it's a verified seller. Be smart. Be safe out there, guys. So guys, that is my top 20 sexy men's designer fragrances for the winter. Hopefully we debunked the rumor going around that I am a niche snob, because yes, I do love my niche fragrances, but I love my designer fragrances as well. As much niche as I have an equal amount in designer. I know I will do my best to try to balance it out a little bit better, because I know a lot of my viewers love to hear about designer scent. So I hear you, and we're going to be talking about more designers, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. What is your favorite winter designer scent? I would love to know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.